Hello, hello, and I probably should say happy Mom Talk Day. Yes. Welcome to Mom Talk, where I created this platform so we as moms could come together and speak about topics that we probably talk about in little silos, or we may even think that we're the only ones going through it. But this environment is here for moms, those who support us, as well as those interested in motherhood. So today I have Miss Ashley Rose. She is the COO of Goddess Skincare, and she's going to come and talk to us about a couple of things. One, yes, she is a mother of a young prince that I definitely admire, like her motherhood style and what she has done with her prince thus far, because my son is a king of kindergarten and her son is rounding out his senior year of college, and it's very impressive with just him and the people that he hangs out with and just how he presents himself and just all those great things. Plus she wears many hats too. So I want to not take much time on talking about me in this platform, but I do want to introduce you to her so she can let you know more about who she is and we can dive into the topic, because I know you probably have some questions. In addition to, we have a giveaway, so stay to the end because those who are live participants will be in the live drawing. I already started putting names in the hat so that you can get some goodies from her company. So without further ado, I introduce to you Ashley Rose. So Ashley Rose, can you let us know who you are and tell us more about yourself?
Well, you kicked it off well. I am a mother of a prince, Christian Isaiah. I'm originally from New York City, from Harlem, born and raised. I actually live in California now. I have been in the luxury retail business for 15 years and in management for the past 10 years. And I have been blessed to partner with my mom, who has this amazing skincare line called Goddess Skincare. And we just launched it August 20th of this year. So we're super excited about that. And in addition to that, I also enjoy styling and home decor, cooking, traveling, and of course, spending time with family and friends.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And I must say that I love traveling too, and I kind of miss it some. But I also tried your products, and they're very good products. So I would love to hear more about that side too. But before we dive into that, I wanted you to share, like, how has your experience been, as well as if you have any tips for someone like me, a little bit younger in the journey or earlier in the journey of raising a prince in America, because there's been a lot of crazy things as we saw in the news of what's going on in the world. And if you could just let us know how you prepared him for this as well as anything else, and just if you could write a book, I'll buy it because I have a lot of questions. So wherever you want to start in regards to that aspect.
I mean, honestly, I could have never anticipated the year that we actually have. It's like insane. But in regards to just raising a young African American male, I think for me the most important thing in our household has been confidence. And really guiding Christian to understanding who he is and who God has called him to be. So our faith base is like the foundation for us. It was in my household growing up, and quite naturally, I passed that down to my son. For him to understand, his calling and being able to be centered is just really important as a mom. And I think also exposure is also really big in my household. I know growing up in my household, I grew up amongst a diverse community. Even though I may have lived in Harlem, my mom's friends and circles were diverse from religious base, from ethnicity, sexuality. It wasn't just one sided. And so I think having that exposure to life, and even different economic classes as well, having that exposure really helped me kind of broaden my experience to what's available in the world. And so I in turn do the same with my son in terms of exposing him and ensuring that he's exposed to different backgrounds. His experiences are well versed. Um, and family is also really important. And so I think it's, it takes a community, as you very well know. But ensuring that you also mirror the behaviors that you want to see in your children are really important. My mom always says, that kids don't do what you say, they do what you do. And they watch you, and they understand life through visually seeing you and the people that you choose to expose your kids to. So I think when you talk about preparation, I can't really, I don't know what my son is going to come up against, but I can only really show him, and prepare him how I was prepared, to be independent, to be a caring and loving person, understanding what friendship looks like is really important. Friendship is really important to me. I've watched my mom, I'm friends with my mom's friends, my mom is also friends with my friends. And so just watching her care and give to the community and just to the family is something that I naturally saw growing up. And so I mirrored that. And so my son also gets to see that through me and through his mom and also through his dad, and through our family. It's our lineage. And so all of those things help to prepare your child, your son. And I think also having really strong Black influences is key. I think being able to identify him being able, of course, through his dad, but also being able to identify what a strong Black man looks like is important. So, making sure the circle that I'm around exemplifies that is also really important. I don't know if I answered. I don't want to meander too much.
No, you did good, because for me, my only question is, like, I know it's a matter of leading by example, but then also the company that you keep and the relationships that you have as well. But when it comes to the confidence aspect, is it through like you exuding confidence, or is it like any books, exercises, or things that are sayings, affirmations that you use with him? Because I know like now there are a lot of books and things that characters that have characters that look like us.
Right.
So back then, I don't know if that was the case. I just wanted to know like different ways opposed to ways that I probably tried. And it's always nice to have different things in your toolkit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think for us, the Bible has always been a really great source and tool for our family. But then also, ensuring that through life experiences, everything is a teaching moment, and so you have the opportunity to either lift up your child in the midst of challenges or tear them down. And it's definitely a learning experience. Quite naturally, when things happen, you want to hold them accountable, but then also understanding the why behind the decisions that they make, and encouraging their decisions, and ensuring, when they're young and they're growing up, you're supporting them, you're exuding excitement and telling them how smart they are, constantly telling them that they're, handsome, you're intelligent, or any ideas or something creative that they do, you make it a big deal. There's constant celebrations for different milestones that your kids obtain in life. And even the small things, are really important. So I would say for us, tools and resources were definitely just celebrating everything that existed from, he did piano lessons, he did taekwondo, he did swimming. I mean, keeping them active, and while they're exploring and learning and developing who they are, encouraging them and celebrating them along that journey is important, because their first relationship is with us. They learn love through us. And so I've been very blessed to come from a really strong, loving family. And my mom is like the encouraging queen. You know, she is constantly encouraging and supporting people, and me as well. And so it just is it's in me, you know, to naturally want to support and encourage. And so you know, my son is he's amazing. And I'm not just saying that because he's my child, but I'm so impressed with the way that he thinks. You know, you really get to see all the seeds that have been planted over the years now that he's 18 or 17, and transitioning into this new time in his life with going, you know, applying for colleges and things of that nature. But just like listening to his thought process and even him exuding confidence, you know, and hearing the things that he says lets me know that he knows who he is and why he's here and what his purpose is. And so yeah, I don't know if that answers it.
And I must say that when he was on my webinar that I had and he was on the hot seat, there was a lot of comments and compliments in regards to how well prepared he was in regards to answering our questions, and then how well spoken he was. And just there were just a lot of compliments, a lot of positive things to say about him. And I know that is, you know, him as a representation of you and your family and all those things that you're mentioning. So congrats on that. But I also want to know, do you have any advice for someone that may not have that environment that you are talking about, where they may be that person that's trying to break those generational curses and go a different path and be that example for their child? Like, do you have any advice for that type of person in that situation?
Yeah, I would say the most important thing that you can do just for self development is just being consciously aware of what's going on, you know, and utilizing your time to, you know, have fun and spend time with family and friends and do the things that you enjoy, but also use time to develop yourself. Because the more you, I always say, the more you know, the greater you glow. And so, although there were things that were taught in my household, there were also things that weren't taught in my household, and I had to learn along, you know, along the journey of life. And so, for me, you know, but even with my mom, I would say she was very adamant about if there was an area that she wasn't strong in, she was connected to people who were. And so, ensuring that your circle is really strong and diverse, you know, in terms of like I mentioned before, in terms of like maybe economic status, in terms of education. You know, was able to firsthand witness, you know, doctors or lawyers, avid readers. You know, so I've been exposed to different kind of people. So I would say if you personally are not in an environment, and like I said, I grew up in Harlem, so there was a mixture of exposure that I had outside of my household. So I would encourage any parent or aspiring parent to just make sure that they're developing, reading books, um, utilizing webinars, trainings, just educating yourself wherever you feel like you fall short in, or an area that you feel like you can grow in. Continue to learn, be open to expanding your thought process, your experiences, so therefore you can pass that on to your child. And information is free, you know. And so, like I said, if you don't personally know it, if you can't get it from a book, then, you know, maybe networking and joining different associations that maybe provide that learning gap that you may feel like you don't have. And also, other parents are really great, you know, especially when you have kids. You know, I actually have a lot of friends through my son, you know, through sports, and just through school engagements and things of that nature is a great opportunity. 100 Black Men is great. My son just sent me he just sent me a message. He did join 100 Black Men. That was also a great resource and organization. for him. I mean, they definitely expose the kids. They provide scholarships. They provide mentorships. My son is really big into engineering and STEM. They have a great extension of a STEM program. There's also Nesby Junior. If your child is interested in engineering, which is a great opportunity, and they start off, I think, at first grade, right, or kindergarten.
They actually started 5. I'm waiting for outside to open
Okay.
my friends can join the DC chapter here.
That is also a great organization. I mean, there's also, I would say, even with when I was, I've been a single mother my entire uh, parenting experience, and there are just a lot of resources. Like my son, I got so many scholarships for him to go to camps, like free STEM camps, and whatever your child is interested in, always look at the financial aid. Also always research like what camps are available in the areas of their interest, because there's a lot of help out there, for you and to ensure that your kids get those great experiences. Um, what else?
Now you said a lot, and I like the statement you said of the more you know, the stronger you glow. And I
Yes.
think that kind of ties into your products and your whole business that you have. So I want to get into that in a minute. You also mentioned like with your mom, like if she didn't know something, she knew someone to talk to you about it or to get that knowledge from. And that is a sign of a true leader, because a leader knows that they can't do everything. They have to find someone to put on the team that where they have an area of improvement or not that strong in, they have that person that is strong in that area. So I commend your mom for doing that. And I know from like the whole corporate business entrepreneurial world, that's something that I had to grow into, because it's like I always wanted to do things myself. Even now, like somebody was like, "Yeah, you need an assistant," so we'll work on that part. And you also mentioned personal development and 100 Black Men, so I want to tap on that. With personal development, is there any personal development you recommend for a mom?
Yes.
Okay, and I have 3 categories: a mom, a child, and then just what are you reading now? What is your
Okay.
personal development?
So for a mom, there are I'm trying to think. So right now my son is virtual, so there's not a lot of actual organizations that he can physically go to, but Microsoft has a program for kids that are interested in STEM, actually minority kids that are interested in STEM. And it's a day where you get to come in to their organization, and they have like almost like a think tank. You actually have some time to prep for it, but they have like a subject matter. Like one year was like artificial intelligence, and you have to do like a three-minute video. And there's just like a day of just a Microsoft experience for the students, and you win prizes. And so Christian won, I want to say, third place for his pitch, and it's actually on YouTube that you can take a look at. But there's Microsoft. Google also has opportunities for minorities who are interested in, and I'm sorry, my son is into tech, so most of my experience is geared towards that.
It's
Um,
okay.
Also, Boy Scouts was amazing. We did Boy Scouts. His best friend actually went all the way to Eagle Scout, but Christian did not go to Eagle Scout. But that's also a great organization, just for camaraderie, understanding how to. I remember we were like selling popcorn, and raising money. So that's a great organization, and it's great brothership for your child as well. Um, for mothers, I would say definitely having self-care is important in terms of just like developing yourself. Like you can't give to other people if you don't replenish for yourself. So that's really important. Um, And then also just being involved in your child's school, making sure that you have your teachers' emails and telephone numbers. And, growing up, when I grew up, they didn't have digital platforms that let you see the assignments that are due, but now they do. So you can actively see if your child is turning in the assignments, so you can follow up, hold them accountable. So I would say definitely being involved in the academic process, because every teacher is not passionate about your child. All your, and I would say learning opportunity for me, all kids learn differently. And I didn't really realize that until COVID hit, and we were required to, the kids had to, be online. And my son actually excelled more, even greater, with us being online than he did in class, because there's no distractions, and he actually is an independent learner. He likes, he's definitely independent to where he likes to turn in his assignments. Just give him the expectation, and then he'll deliver whenever it's due. So understanding your child's like learning patterns and being involved in school is important. Right now I am reading 4 books. I'm finishing up your book, which is amazing. How to learn how to go to college for free, right?
How to get a college degree for free. Yeah.
How to get a college degree for free. And I'm also reading a book called The 10 Things That Strong Leaders Don't Do, which is really good. It really speaks to just, especially like in leadership, it's very hard to turn that leadership knob off, and really being in tune with like your emotional intelligence, and really growing that aspect of your mind. So it's been really good in terms of just like developing myself and learning just like ways to have better relationships, whether it's with your staff and your team or with your family and your friends. So that book has been really good for me. You said myself. Oh, for your kids?
You said you had 2 more that you were reading.
Yes. So it's a book by Susan Taylor. Hold on, let me go grab it.
Okay. I'm definitely going to go to Audible and look up that 10 things that strong leaders don't do, because I'm always trying to learn and grow as well. And that sounds like it's right up my alley.
Okay, so I have them all by my bed. So one is Believe and Achieve, and it's just the world's most motivational quote. So I kind of go pick one every day just to kind of inspire myself. And this is by Chris Naylor. The second one is 13 things, not 10 things. 13 things mentally strong people don't do.
Okay.
And that is by Amy Morin, which is really good. And then this one is my mom got me. It's called All About Love by Susan Taylor. This is an extremely good read. I'm halfway through all 4 of these books.
And Susan Taylor, isn't she like the essence of
Oh, she was. Yeah, so this is a really good one. So those are my 4. Depending on my day will determine which one gets open. I try to do this one every day. So, and then I have your book.
Awesome. I love it. I'm definitely going to be checking Audible for the other ones, because I continually want to grow in my toolbox. Was there any other personal development aspects you wanted to mention before we hit on the next?
Investopedia is great. So during the quarantine, my son was really big on like investments in the stock market, and he wanted to get his own cash app so he can trade. And I was just like, all right, let's do a simulator. So Investopedia has a high school platform and an adult platform. You can either do it quarterly, yearly, and it's a game. Basically, everyone gets $100,000, and you get to, in live time, trade. You could do day trading, swing trading. And so that is a great tool for kids investments. Investing and financial wealth and all of those things are really important, but the Investopedia is fun, so you can compete. They compete against other kids that are in high school, and it's a great platform for high school students.
I love that because a thing about being an adult is that you have to be prepared with life skills. And
Yes,
I don't think they teach financial management in school. And
they
that's,
do now. They
oh,
didn't when
good,
we were in school.
good. Because I know like a lot of people could have used that, even myself.
Be included. Yes, be included. Me included.
No, you gave a lot of great resources, and I was taking notes. I do have one question. Do you know the minimum age to join 100 Black Men?
I know that I want to say it starts off at eighth grade, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and every city does not necessarily have 100 Black men. There's one other one. Sorry, I can double check for you, but I think it's eighth grade.
One
Christian, is
question.
that correct? Let me ask my.
It's all good. You could definitely let me know if you're not able to find an answer now, because I'm definitely interested in it, and I've heard a lot of people talk about that organization, and I saw like their galas and in different cities and stuff like that. So that's
And
really
then the fraternities have, the alphas have one, the kappas have, I mean, it varies, like I said, depending on what city you live in, but the fraternities and sororities are really big in the community, um, especially with young Black men.
yes. Um, I can second that. So you mentioned a lot of different things in regards to leadership, in regards to confidence, and I know you are a boss in a lot of different areas in life. So let's talk and take a little pivot into that, because yes, being a mom requires a lot, but then to add on the many different hats of being a boss and leadership, how do you manage it all? And I want to dive into that aspect as well. So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Let's just say the management of it is still, I'm working on it. But I would say, my son was with me probably up until the age of 15 or 16, and then he went to move with his dad. So for me, in being in leadership, in retail, because I was a general manager, I dictated the schedule. So I would really plan my schedule around my son, especially if he had like a game or something like that. I always was off on Sundays, well, most Sundays, because it was important for us to go to church. And then what else? I would try to, I mean, you have to kind of create a system for yourself. So literally, I would leave work, come home, cook, check homework. I didn't really get to have like my me time until he was in the bed, sleep at night. So, balancing it is challenging. It's nice when you have help, when you have a husband or a significant other in the household, but you just have to create your own schedule that works best for you, and just try your hardest and your best to manage what's going on with your child. I typically would drop him off at school, and pick him up after school. And then when he got older, he would take the bus home, but I would my schedule would be until 6 o'clock. Sometimes I had to work till 9. Um, when he was older, and he can stay home alone. But for the most part, it's just about managing your time and doing your best. You cannot complete it all, you can't be it all, you can't do it all. But you have to just work on finding balance. And I'm still working on it to this day. He's going to be 17, and he goes to school virtual, but it's a challenge, but you just have to find a way to make it work best for you. And it takes a community. I had family that would support. I also had friends, especially when your child is in sports. It worked out for me because he would be in school later. So if I had to work on a later date, he would go to after school, and then I would be able to pick him up after school. So after school programs are the best, keeping them active because it helps you, especially if you have to work. It gives you the opportunity to pick your child up later, and they also are being enriched at the same time.
And I like to say it's not a perfect balance. Like that is a myth. It's a perfect imbalance, and it's what works best for you and based on your priorities. Because at one point in your life, say, I don't know, your business, starting your business is a priority for you. But then later on, like, or your child needs more attention with like schoolwork or something, that takes more of your time. So at that particular time, you figure out what your priorities are and you work it out. And sometimes you just figure it out along the way because as you mentioned, you know what's best. And I just tell one of my friends that because like with school, some schools opening back up, she was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want him to go back to school. But I know he misses his friends, and I'm like, you know what's best for your child. And I
Yeah.
think this is a time where we're able to do a lot of introspective reflection to figure out what we want out of life. And I know for me, I've been working on a lot of my own personal goals because I'm like, there's no time like the present. Like
Yeah.
we are not going to get this forced time to sit down and slow down and not be on autopilot from
Right.
going to school, going to work, going to pick them up, coming home, and then doing that regiment when you're home. So I just wanted to just kind of just make the best of this time. And I know it could be crazy with having all being in the house together. Like that's an adjustment that on my end I had to do with, even though my husband and I work from home, but having our prince here, and then, oh, by the way, we all have schedules and someone still needs to be with him. It's just a lot. And today, those who like follow me knew today I was a little bit off. And yeah, I made it work. I'm here. So I definitely feel you on that. And I want to talk more about your business. Like I know you are a manager in the world. We're working for someone else's goal, but talk about your company. You're the COO of Goddess Skincare. Let people know about that. And I want to say that Goddess Skincare is a part of my Sunday self-care. And
Yay.
everyday self-care, you'll see me do a live on Sundays, and it makes I'm gonna let you give the adjectives and the descriptions, but I love it and I do have eczema. So I found like what works for me and where and all of that. And it is definitely gonna stay a part of my repertoire because it smells good, it feels good, and I know it's good because of the ingredients that are in it too. But I'm gonna throw it over to you to talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So, my mom has always been, not even just my mom, it goes down, to my grandmother, my great grandmother. But my mom actually turned it into a product. But skincare has been really big in our family, or the women in our family. And so my mom created this body butter that she's been doing since I was in high school now. So from the 90s till now, she's been creating this amazing body butter for your skin of all natural products. And most recently, I would say like last year, I decided to join forces with her because I have the retail background and I believe in the product. And I felt like this was something that the world should see, and also it was the right timing. And so we just joined forces and started Goddess Skincare. Or actually, I joined her team really, with Goddess Skincare. And so I am the chief operating officer. So I'm on the business side. So from the marketing to the vendor relationships to the managing of our affiliates, and just the structure as a whole comes from me. And then from the product development side, in terms of what we carry, what ingredients are going to be in our products, actually come from my mom's side. And right now we have 6 products. Two of them are sugar scrubs. The other 4 are body butters. They are absolutely amazing. I mean, the feeling that your skin receives is to me, I think, is the best on the market. I think so much when people think of skincare, they always think of their face, as if the rest of their body is different. And a lot of people don't invest in the neck down. So I like to say that we are like a topical vegetable, which is a natural product that is really designed to nourish your skin. Um, so I'm really proud of it. We are super excited. We actually just got our second wholesale account in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are bringing on some brand affiliates that are also going to help support and push the brand. We are introducing a bath bomb and a sea salt a salt this holiday season. So we will have gift boxes. Four of our products do have CBD in them as well, which is a great additive benefit for our clients. And we're going to also be introducing the men's fragrance as well. So we have a lot of things on the rise coming soon to a household near you, and I'm really excited, it's a journey that I get to do with my mom, which has been great.
That is beautiful. And it comes full circle from like the things you said your mother taught you growing up, as well as the independence, the confidence, the whole teamwork aspect, and then the both of you joining forces and having a company. It's amazing. And you talk about gift boxes. I feel
Yeah.
like what you have now, like, is a gift box in itself because let me tell you, when you get your package, it's not just, oh, they just put it in there and that's it. There's love and care that is in that package. And oh, by the way, you may have some additional things in there and, nice decoration. So I highly recommend Goddess Skincare. And, when I'm talking on my live on Instagram, I'm always shouting them out for their products. And I use a combination of the rose and the mango. I don't necessarily do one mango, one body scrub, and then one mango body butter. So it's definitely awesome smells, and you could tell there's care behind the product and the packaging. Like I know one of them is glass and then one is plastic, and it's a good size. So I just commend you and your mom and everyone that has taken part in the Goddess Skincare, as well as your journey, as well as your Princess journey as well, because I've known you for several years and I've admired the bond that you've had both with your Prince as well as with your mom. And then on the skincare aspect, like, come on now, you used to model and like your mom looks ageless. So it's just kind of like this, you're proof of the product. So I just want to just say congratulations and just thank you for being in my life for all of these years.
Oh, thank you. For
Cause you
those that don't know, I've known Crystal for how many years? 20,
uh, 20, is it 26?
26? Let me see.
No, 24, 20 something, y'all. 20 something, y'all.
Yes, we met at 14.
Yes. So
And I'm going to say, not to cut you off, but it has been a pleasure being your friend. I have watched you grown from a young, beautiful, or into a young, beautiful woman. I've been at really all of your milestone events, from baby shower to engagement party. Actually, prior to that, your degrees, graduating and getting all of your degrees and supporting that. To your
and my milestone birthday parties too.
Yes, birthday parties. We've never been in the same city except from when we were in high school, so I've had to travel. Weddings, we've been in each other's weddings. So it's been a pleasure being your friend. And you, in terms of support for my son, to see how you support me, and the friend that you have been to me has been absolutely amazing. And I am a better friend because of the friend that you have been to me. So I love you dearly, and I just want to say thank you.
You won't make me cry. And today has been an emotional day for me too, because I just realized like last year this time I was on the bedside of my mom in ICU for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I just realized that. So just thank you. I don't want to get too emotional about that, but so I know you mentioned what's next for Goddess Skincare. What's next for you? And I just have to say thank you again.
Don't make me cry on here.
Okay. Let me stick to the script. Okay. So what's next for Ashley Rose, and then how can people keep in contact with you?
Goddess Skincare really is what's next. Between that and my full-time job in Christian, I am like overwhelmed at this point. It's very busy. So definitely follow us on Goddess Skincare LLC, which is our social media tag. And then we are goddessskincare.org, but we will be transitioning into .com very soon. So be on the lookout for that. You're gonna see me just investing in our legacy, supporting my mom in this business. And hopefully I have a lot of creative talents that I enjoy, that hopefully I will be able to explore in the next few years. So stay tuned for that. But right now, we want to just focus on Goddess Skincare. And Christian going to college. Woo!
Yes. So I must say, like, your creative juices with you and your mom, it definitely shows in your business, because that photo shoot that you did,
Oh, thank you.
that was very nice, and the video and everything like that. So guess what? Those who are in attendance live get 2 of the products that Ashley Rose had mentioned from Goddess Skincare. So I put everyone's name in the hat, and I am going to shake it up. And guess yellow is my favorite color. That's why you see all the yellow. I'm going to pick it at random. And the winner is Sharissa.
Sharissa. Oh, she did. Yay. Christian said, I hope.
Yay.
So Sharissa, I will connect you with Ashley so you guys can connect and get the products to you and ship to you. And I like to see who's online to see if there's any things that they want to share or any questions that they do have for our guest mom. So I'll open up the line. If you want to take yourself off from mute, you definitely can do that. And if not, I understand. I'll give you a minute to think about that. And while you're thinking about that, I do want to let you know a couple of things. In my world, what I'm doing is I'm giving out, I know you had heard me mention about my mom passing away last year and me being on the bedside of her for last year in ICU, and she passed away last November. So I'm doing a scholarship in her honor, because to celebrate her life, when we put her to rest, people donated money in lieu of flowers. In addition, the proceeds from my book all went to Never Underestimate Knowledge, which is a nonprofit that I founded and I'm the president of. So in honor of my mom, it's going to be a scholarship in her name, the RHM Legacy Scholarship. And I'm giving away 5 $1,000 scholarships next month. And the deadline for that is this Friday, October 30th. So it's open up to high school students from freshman to senior year that are college bound, and also college students from undergrad to grad, any major. There are preferred locations because it means a lot to my family. However, it's open to all locations, and they have to present a video of what they learn in college, they are going to bring the arts to their community. It could be what they learn from their books. It could be what they learn from the experience, from the business aspect, or whatever, because my mom really loved the arts. And guess what? On November 14th, that is when the scholars who apply for the scholarship that are the finalists will be presented. And hopefully I get more. It'll be a running of people, the people in attendance for my nonprofits event on November 14th to vote on who gets it, because it is 5 slots. And my event on November 14th is called actually, let me take it back to the scholarship. What's required is proof of residency, because I want to see where you live in the world, in the United States, or if you attend school in the United States. Also, information about your schooling. So it could be your transcript. I know the deadline is in 2 days. So if you don't have your transcript, it could be a school schedule, but it needs to have like your name, your educational classification, and your school name on it. Email the email address I'm about to give you if you have any issues with that. And then a video, a 1 to 2 minute video of how you're going to bring what you learned from college into your community and bring the arts to your community. Just those 3 simple things. And you're going to email it to scholarships, that's with the S, at neverunderestimateknowledge.org. If you're following me on social media at Crystal Galladay, well, actually, that's Instagram, and Crystal Galladay on Facebook. You've seen the post. Also, my website is www.crystalgalladay.com, and all my social media tags are on there. You'll see the information about the scholarship on my social media site, but then also about the event that's happening November 14th, and anybody can join the event. And you just join it by registering, and it's a name your donation to join. There's going to be a DJ, there's going to be giveaways, you have some sponsors, and there's going to be a lot of fun, cool things there. And you'll also get a chance to learn more about my organization. So that's my PSA. I want to see if there's any comments. I see some comments in the chat. Thanks, Shanae. Oh, thank you, ladies, for the conversation. Beautiful to see friendship and support of women. Yes, it's very important, because I feel like too many times, like, we think of like Real Housewives or like the Basketball Wives show, and it's always like combating and not a lot of getting along. And there's a lot of positive relationships that are out there, and we all could win together. Yeah. And thank you for the gift. Sharissa said she can't wait to try it. So I'm excited for you to try it as well. And definitely, I just want to make sure I have your email. I know you RSVP'd, but you can send it directly to me, or Ashley too. So we both have it.
I'll send it out tomorrow, actually. So if you can get it to me tonight or tomorrow, I can send it. I can ship it out tomorrow.
And one thing you could do, Sharissa, you could just when it says to, you can put it a message, and you can select Ashley and just put your email address there, and then that'll take me out of the loop. But it's okay. I don't want to be bottleneck for anything, so that'll be a direct way for you to do that. So I know there's a couple of people that still stayed on. Are there any questions or any comments that anyone else had to say that wasn't put in the chat? Cool. Ashley, do you have any closing remarks that you want to say to our audience here, and then also some people who may be watching the replay?
Yes. I just want to say, remember to stay centered and be confident in who you are, and not get too caught up with what the world says you are and who you're supposed to be. I think the most important thing for us to do as parents, and even for ourselves, is to seek God and what has he called us to be and to do. This way, we're not trying to conform, and we're not trying to be in anyone else's lane. Let's stay in our lane, and focus on who God called us to be, and just love yourself. Goddess Skincare is all about natural beauty. Instagram has us believing that we're supposed to look a certain kind of way or be a certain body type. But I think it's so important for us to look in the mirror and just love who we are and support each other, continue to support each other, love each other. If you know something or someone is lacking and you know it, tell them, show them, we are all students. So let's be students and teachers at the same time and continue to love and support each other.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I know there was one more comment that was put in the chat, and what you said was beautiful, Ashley. But before you close, I wanted to answer this question. They mentioned what are the organizations and the programs that you mentioned. I did have some, but I want to make sure that I'm saying them correctly. So Microsoft has a program for minorities and those interested in STEM. You said Google has it as well. So the Boy Scouts was good as well. And also Investopedia. Was that all of them?
And Nesby Jr.
Yes. How can I forget
and
that?
They actually have an annual convention every year. It's in different cities. Have you been?
Yes, I'm an engineer.
Right. Right.
undergrad degree is in engineering. Like, those are the conferences like I didn't miss. And oh, by the way, I got funding for that. So those who know my book, How to Get a College Degree for Free, I'm really the fund finder for education and more, because I had people give me funding to go to conferences and represent. So those conferences are the best.
Yeah.
Conferences.
Yeah.
Like, even people who weren't engineers went to it.
Yes, right.
And the fact that they have the junior chapter. Yes, 100 Black Men is another one. Thank you, Christian. They have the NSBE junior chapters, and I know the DC chapter, they did win one a year when they started. And they also have PCI, which is a program, pre-college initiative. I was a pre-college initiative chair for my college, where we have initiatives with the high schools. So that's also associated with NSBE. And then there's the college chapters and the professional chapters. So it's a whole kind of life cycle to bring you through. So though, and I know Ashley, I mentioned like her prince is into STEM. So that's the route where a lot of the organizations were from. And then also sororities and fraternities. Like, yes. I am a member of a sorority, and I could definitely vouch, like, all the sororities and fraternities, they have something for the youth. And they usually have foundations too associated with it, hence more money and more resources and a mentoring program they usually have. So definitely look into the local chapters of the sororities and fraternities in your area, as well as 100 Black Men, Boy Scouts, and a whole lot of other good stuff. And let's continue to share as well. And feel free to send them my way, because I will continue to, those who RSVP, to send them good information pertaining to motherhood and all the womanhood stuff and everything. So
yes, indeed.
So on that note, I try to keep this under an hour, because I know our time is precious, and it's maybe our alone time and our personal development, our time to vibe out with one another. So I want you all to just make some time for yourself. I know we do a lot for others, but just make that time. And I'm going to make that time for me by going to bed early tonight, and opposed to staying up and continuing to grind. And also, let's stay connected, because I know right now it's a lot of time we may be in isolation or in our mode where it's like we're in the house. Stay connected to those who help lift you up and help empower you, and not the yes man people, but the people that keep it real with you, because that really helped me today. Like, I know me and Ashley, we talked 2 times today. I know Shanae, we talked a couple of times for this and other stuff, as well as some of the other mommies in our Mommy 2.0 challenge. I got the shirt from Mommy Nation, and we're doing a challenge together. And just the company you keep can really help you get through different things. So just remember that. And it's okay to not be okay and to have time by yourself. And I want to say, I'm going to be on the domestic danger panel tomorrow for a mental wellness summit that's taking place tomorrow. I'm going to post about it tonight, and I posted about it before, but it's a free event that's happening tomorrow night if you want to join. And then if you want to get the replays, you'll see about all of the other panels that took place. But it's a conference that's been happening from the 27th to the 29th. And there's always good stuff. So stay connected. Ashley had gave you her information to stay connected with her. You're connected with me in some type of way. If not, we're going to stay connected. And I just appreciate you all. So peace and blessings to you and yours. And thank you for attending Mom Talk. And thank you, Ashley, for making the time to be here. I appreciate it.
Give them one more thing.
Sure.
It's the Instagram page is ASBCHBCU Fest. I'll put it type it in the chat.
What is that for?
So every year, Alfred Street Baptist Church is really big in the community. They're in DC, and they have an annual HBCU College Festival. We actually just went this past January. But it's a great opportunity to introduce your kids to you don't have to be in high school. You can be 8th grade. I know Crystal's starting now with her prince of introducing him to opportunities for the future, but it's a great opportunity for you guys to have one-on-one interactions with the admissions office. They are there representing each school, and it's literally every single HBCU that exists is there at that conference. And they have a lot of classes. Your kids get to see, all genres of educators. It's a great opportunity. It's a lot of fun, and they get to see a lot of kids that look like them. So the Instagram is AS.
Wait, Christian already beat you to it. It's
Oh, okay. Thanks, boo. So that's a really good one. And they have scholarship opportunities. Kids are getting, especially if you were a senior, they were getting accepted on the spot. They were getting scholarships on the spot. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity for us. It's designed for us, and I can't stress enough. I think all parents should invest in that.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And if you do come to the DMV area, let me know. Anybody that is a part of the Mom Talk community, let me know so that we can get together, even if it is outside waving or something like that. So thank you for that. You gave a lot of good information, a lot of good resources, a lot of good tips, and I've been taking my notes. And I know how to call you if I have any more questions. So I love you to life. And
love you too.
I'm gonna end the recording and just thank you.
You're welcome.